Hello everyone. Myself Mr. Kiran S. Chinswalkar, lecturer in Mechanical Engineering Department from Praveen Patil College of Diploma Engineering and Technology. Now we start chapter number 2, Shaping and Slotting Machine, part 1. Learning outcome. After watching this video, you will able to know what is the function of shaper machine. Second, working of shaper machine. Third, you able to know main parts of shaper machine. Fourth, specification of shaper machine. Fifth, classification of shaper machine. And sixth, different operation performed on shaper machine. Functions of shaper machine. The shaper machine is a machine tool used primarily for producing a flat or plane surface which may be in a horizontal, a vertical or an angular. Second function is making slots, grooves and keyways. Third function is producing counter or convex slash convex or an combination of these surface. Now we study working of shaper. First point, shaper is compact machine, highly economical and easy to operate for producing a flat surface on small jobs with high accuracy. Second point, the workpiece is held securely in a vise mounted on the table. Third point, tool is mounted on the tool head attached to front end of ram. Fourth point, the ram reciprocates to remove the metal chips from the workpiece in forward direction. Fifth point, during this, the work is fed perpendicular to the line of tool motion each time. Sixth point, the metal cutting is done only in a forward stroke and return stroke is ideal. Main parts of shaper. Main parts of shaper is we are starting from the bottom. At bottom there is a base. On the base there is a elevating screw and on their right hand side there is a cross feed. On above the cross feed there is a driving pulley and above the driving pulley there is a clapper box and tool head and feed hand wheel and table. This is the main parts of the shaper. In this slide there is a two-dimensional view of the shaper machine and there is a main parts of shaper machine. The starting from the bottom, main parts of shaper machine, first is the base. The base of a shaper is a heavy and rigid cast iron part used to support all fixed and moving parts of the machine. It absorbs the vibration and take up the entire weight of the machine. Second part is column. Column mounted on the base is a box-like structure made by casting processes. It houses the mechanism for ram movement. For the easy movement of ram, guideways are provided on the top of the column. Column also have guideways on front face of for the crossrail to move upward and downwards. On the left hand side of the column, a lead is provided for the inspection and oiling of the drive mechanism. On the other side of the column, levers and handles are provided for operating machine. Third part is a cross rail. Cross rail is a heavy box-like structure mounted on vertical guideways of the column. The table crossfeed screw and cross-rail elevating screw is provided on it. By rotating cross-rail elevating screw, the rail and table can be moved in upward or downward direction. Fourth part is the saddle. Saddle is mounted on the cross rail. Crossfeed screw is rotated by hand to move the saddle in the crosswise direction. Fifth part is a table. Table is a solid casting having T-slots on its top surface. It is mounted on the saddle and fixed with bolts. A vise is used on the table to hold the workpiece. The table receives the upward and downward movement for the cross rail and crosswise movement from the saddle. Sixth part is a ram. Ram is a semi-cylindrical reciprocating parts of shaper. Tool head is mounted on front end of ram. It reciprocates on an accurately finished guideways made on the top of the column. Ram is driven by quick return mechanism. Ram possesses screw shaft within itself to change its position relative to the workpiece. Seven parts is a tool head. Tool head is clamped rigidly on the front end of the ram. It consists of a vertical tool slide and apron. The vertical tool slide has a circular swelling base graduated in a degree so as to enable it to turn and set required angle with respect to the work. By rotating the downfeed screw handle, the tool can be fed or retrieved in a vertical or angular direction. Last part is the apron. Apron is a fix on the vertical slide by means of clamping screw. The apron can be swiveled to the left or right side with respect to vertical side. Apron consists of clapper box, clapper block and a tool post. The clapper box is attached to the clapper box by means of hinge pin. Tool post is mounted on the clapper block which is rigidly supported in the clapper box during the forward cutting stroke. During the return stroke, the block swings out of box and hinge to keep the tool clear of workpiece, making it an ideal stroke. These are main parts of the shaper. In this slide, we study the specification of shaper. Shaper can be specified with the following. First specification is length of stroke. Second, general stroke length is 175 mm to 900 mm. Third, maximum size of workpiece it can hold and machine on it. Fourth, weight of the machine. Fifth, type of drive. Sixth, cut-in to return stroke ratio. 7. Number of ram strokes per minute. 8. Power of motor. And 9. Floor space required for machine. Now we study the classification of shaper. First point, according to mechanism used for reciprocating motion of ram. First is a crank type, second is a gear type, and third is a hydraulic type. Second point, according to position and travel of ram. First is a horizontal, second is a vertical, and third is a traveling head type. Then third main point, according to type of cutting stroke used. First is a push type, second is a draw type. Fourth main point, according to design of table. First is a standard shaper, second is a universal shaper. Now we study different quick return mechanism of shaper. In shaper, material from workpiece is cut or removed only during forward cutting stroke, while return stroke is ideal. In order to reduce machining time, it is essential to reduce the time taken by return stroke, which is ideal. This is achieved by quick return mechanism. Different types of quick return mechanism provided on shaper are First is a crank and slotted link mechanism, second is a hydraulic shaper mechanism, and third Whitworth quick return mechanism. Now we study quick return mechanism of shaper. First type is a crank and slotted link mechanism. In this diagram we can start from the bottom. At the bottom there is a point K and there is a two types of gear. First is a bull gear, second is a driving pinion, and there is a sliding block and crank pin P, slotted link, crank, bevel gear. At upward position there is a ram, clamping lever, hand wheel for position of stroke adjustment. On right hand side there is a view of the motion and angle covered by the slotted link and movement of the ram from forward stroke to return stroke. In this mechanism, the ram is attached to a slotted link. Slotted link gets an oscillating motion by a rotating bull gear which is driven by electric motor. The point O is the center point of bull gear. A slotted link having a long slot along its length is pivoted about the point K. Sliding block N is fitted inside the slot and slide along the length of the slotted link. P is a crank pin and OP can be considered as a crank. As the top of the slotted link is connected to the ram reciprocates in a horizontal direction over the column. As shown in figure first and second figure, we are now studying the figure number 2, that is figure 2.3. There K to A KA indicates the starting point of the forward cutting stroke and K to B KB the end of the cutting stroke. The rotation of the crank pin OP in clockwise direction through the angle P1 R P2. I repeat, the angle, you see the right hand side figure, there is an angle P1 R P2, that is 216 degree. Refer to the forward cutting stroke. This is the maximum angle. The rotation of the crank pin in the same direction through the angle P2 L P1. I repeat, the angle P2 L P1. This is a 144 degree. Refer to the return stroke. As the angle P2 LP1 is smaller than the angle P1 RP2, the time taken for the return stroke is less than that of the forward stroke. So it is evident that the speed at which the ram travels during the return stroke is more. The ratio between cutting time and return time can be stated as cutting time divided by return time is equal to angle P1 RP2 divided by angle P2 LP1. Cutting time to return time practically varies 3:2. In crank and slotted mechanism, cutting speed and return speed is not constant throughout in the stroke. Speed is minimum when the rocker arm is at the two extremes and the speed is maximum when the rocker arm is a vertical. The stroke length of ram is the distance ram move forward or backward. That depends upon the distance between the center of the bull gear and the center of the sliding block. The stroke length of ram can be adjusted and positioned according to the length of the work. Now we study the second quick return mechanism is Whitworth quick return mechanism. In these parts we are starting from left hand side, there is a ram, then S to M, there is a connecting rod SM, then P to S, Then there is a slotted arm, crank SCP, slider P, and slotted lever OP. With work quick return mechanism is used for shaper and slotter. It consists of slotted lever OP. It consists of slotted lever OP having fixed point O, in which slider P is mounted. Slider P is also connected to crank CP. Ram is connected to slotted lever by connecting rod SM. Considering anticlockwise rotation of crank from point P1 to point P2 through angle alpha shown by arc P1 Q P2 is used for forward cutting stroke. For return stroke, crank rotates from point P2 to point P1 through angle beta. For return stroke, crank rotates from point P2 to point P1 through angle beta, shown by arc P2 R P1. Then ratio of time of cutting stroke to the time of return stroke is arc P1 Q P2 divided by arc P2 R P1 is equal to alpha divided by 360 degree minus alpha. Now we study third type of quick return mechanism is hydraulic quick return mechanism. Hydraulic drive of ram consists of hydraulic pump, wall chamber, a cylinder and piston. A cylinder is placed inside ram. Piston rod is bolted to the ram body. Reciprocating motion of ram is obtained by supplying oil under pressure from one side of piston and simultaneously removing oil from other side of piston to reservoir, forming forward stroke, and direction of the oil changes to constitute return stroke. This motion is transmitted to the ram along with the cutting tool. The reversing dogs are provided along with the reversing levers for alternating and changing the direction of piston. The quick return motion is achieved by changing the stroke volume of the cylinder at both the ends of the piston. Now we study different operations performed on a shaper. First operation is a machining a horizontal surface. Machining a flat horizontal surface is the most common operation done on a shaper. The workpiece is tightly secured between the jaws of vise or clamp provided with the T-slot of table. The tool is mounted on a tool post with a minimum overhang. The stroke length of a ram is adjusted. The desired depth of the cut is set and machine is started. Cross feed or table is initially given by hand. Later power feed can be engaged. Second machining a vertical surface is the second operation of the shaper machine. The workpiece is tightly secured between the jaws of vise or a clamp provided with a T-slot of a table. The tool is mounted on the tool post with a minimum overhang. The stroke length of a ram is adjusted. The vertical slide is positioned at 0. Then the apron is filled in the direction away from the surface to be machined. This enables to move the tool upwards and away from the work surface during the return stroke. The downward feed can be given by rotation of the down feed screw by hand. In diagram we can see that there is a machining of any workpiece in a vertical direction. So shaper machine is also used for the machining a vertical surface. Then third operation is machining a angular surface. In angular surface the tool is swilled at an angle and it gives the movement in a vertical direction. Next operation performed on a shaper machine is machining a grooves and slots. For cutting keyways or slots, a square nose tool can be used. Initially, a hole is drilled at the inside the end of cut keyways or slot to allow the tool to run freely into it at the end of the stroke. The length of stroke and the position can be adjusted initially so that the stroke will terminate exactly at the clearance hole. The keyway, groove, or slot cutting is done by considering lower speed. The shaper is used for external keyways on the shaft, internal keyways on the gear, pulleys, etc. Internal keyways are cut by using special tool holder. The last operation performed on a shaper machine is the machining of irregular surface. Shaper can be used for machining convex or concave surface or combination of both. If irregular surface to be machined is large, then combination of vertical feed to the tool and the horizontal power cross feed to the table is used. Round nose tool is generally used for this type of machining processes. In diagram you can see that there is a curve type portion is made by the cutting tool. In this slide we can see that special operation performed by a shaper. Point 1, you can see in a diagram, point 1 is the inclined surface, point 2 is a concave surface, point 3 is a V groove, point 4 is a deep slot, point 5 is a horizontal surface, point 6 is a vertical surface, and point 7 is a step cut surface. These are special operations performed on a shaper machine. I hope you understand this presentation. Thank you.